What's up, everybody? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and for this video, I'm talking Final Four matchup between Kansas and Villanova. Kansas, as the one seed, finds themselves here after an absolute second half thrashing of Miami. Villanova's here after a hard-fought victory against Houston as the two seed. Kansas is the one seed. If you're superstitious, there are a couple things in Villanova's favor that I'll get into in just a second, but before I get into the analysis, the one thing that I want to note and talk about is the OddsJam Partner Program. If you look at the link in the description, you'll see where you can sign up. And we like to call it the easiest side gig or easiest side hustle in the world, because all you need to do is just refer a friend or 2 or 12 or however many to OddsJam. And every payment they make to OddsJam, you also get paid for. So hopefully, if you've been using OddsJam, you've been cashing with us. And if so, it'd be really nice if you referred your friends to use OddsJam, and then it can just be mutually beneficial. So definitely check out the link in the description and sign up. You can join the OddsJam team and cash with us. But looking at this Final Four game, so like I said, if you're superstitious, there's a couple things in Villanova's favor. Number one, so Villanova has won the title twice, and both times they won, the team they beat on their route to their title, they beat a one-seeded Kansas team. So, of course, in the Final Four, Villanova is playing a top-seeded, a one-seeded Kansas team. The second superstitious thing in Villanova's favor is that they seem to dominate even-numbered years. So in 2016, they won the title. In 2018, they won the title. In 2020, COVID canceled March Madness tournament, but Villanova was hot that year and they won the Big East tournament. So who knows what would have happened? You can chalk that up to a W just based on how the history has gone. And then, of course, in this year, 2022, another even year, they're 2 victories away from a title. So a couple things, some spooky blood magic going on in Villanova's favor, but the actual analysis of the game, you hate that you have to start off with an injury, and you feel for Villanova. You feel even worse for the kid. But Justin Moore's torn Achilles is just hanging a dark shadow over Villanova in this game. He's one of their best players. He's one of their most important players, and losing him is just devastating for a Villanova team. It's also devastating for them because they have such a short rotation. So Villanova really only plays 6 deep. Like against Houston, they had 6 players play heavy minutes, and then they had 1 player play 2 minutes. So they like I said, they don't have a deep rotation. They only play 6 deep. So losing a heavy contributor and someone as good as Justin Moore, you wonder if that's a death sentence for Villanova. Obviously, they're still a really tough team. Jay Wright is a great coach. Colin Gillespie is great. Jermaine Samuels is great. He led the team in scoring against Houston in their last game. And against Houston, what won that game was their defense. They held Houston only 46 points. They only shot 5% from 3, Houston did, which is just insane. Obviously, poor shooting was involved in that. They obviously did miss some open looks, but a lot of that was just Villanova's tight defense. They didn't give Houston any room to breathe, and it just felt like every shot that Houston got off, they had to work so hard for, and it wasn't a clean look. So that defense travels. Like I said, you wonder what Jay Wright's going to do with the rotation, losing Justin Moore, but I have a lot of faith and respect for Jay Wright and this Villanova team, so I don't think they're going to be an easy out. But looking at Kansas, that second half against Miami really showed you just how good they can be. They had a slow start. They were down by 6 at half, and then just in the second half, just absolutely blitzed Miami. Outscored them by 36. They ended up winning the game by 26. And they just came out looking like a totally different team. They came out, forced Miami into 4 turnovers in the first 5 minutes, turning a 6-point deficit into a 7-point lead less than 6 minutes into the half. Obviously, they're led by Agbaji, who's a stud. They're led by Remy Martin, who came back from injury and is playing really well. David McCormick doesn't quite seem healthy, but giving him an extra couple days, and he looked good, at least in the first half against Miami. So this Kansas team, they're the one seed for a reason. They feel like they've kind of gone under the radar because aside from the second half against Miami, they've won all their games and they haven't looked bad, but they haven't quite just totally annihilated someone like they did against Miami. So it's almost like they put the other 3 teams on notice. Like, hey, we're a 1 seed. We're the only 1 seed left, and we're a 1 seed for a reason, and we're still here. So looking at the money line, as you can see, pretty decent heavy favorites. Kansas is minus 188 on OddsJam. Villanova is priced at plus 164. The spread is Villanova +4, +4.5, depending on where you look. The OddsJam line prices it at 4 points, and there's a little bit of value if you get Villanova at +4.5. I'll get to my official prediction later, but I don't hate getting Villanova +4.5. And then looking at the total, it's priced at about 132.5, 133, depending on what book you use or what book you're looking at. But I really like the under in this game. It's not an official play because seeing what Kansas did in the second half, I mean, they put up over 70 points against Miami, who doesn't have nearly as good of a defense as Villanova, but still, it just showed how powerful their offense can be when they're really on. A lot of that was led by their defense too, but the Villanova game, less than 100 points total. Like I said, they scored 50, 52, whatever it was. They gave up 44, 46 to Houston. Really good offensive performance, but this Kansas team is a little bit better than Houston, so I like the under. It's not my official pick, and if it's not surprising, my official pick, I'm just going to go ahead and take the Kansas money line. I thought about getting the spread, but I have enough respect and confidence in Jay Wright that they're not going to get totally blown out, and I don't want to risk losing a bet because of a backdoor cover or something like that. So I'm taking Kansas money line. With Justin Moore, maybe I would have had some more faith in Villanova, but losing him, I think, is just too much to overcome. So I'm putting my big bet on Kansas to win straight up and advance to the finals. So that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think of the analysis. Would love to hear it. You can hit me up at my Twitter handle below. You can also comment on the video with any feedback. Other than that, would appreciate a like and subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But that is all I got for you. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.